Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. And also thank you for a recommendation for a new Mass time. We will definitely keep that in play.
That's just my fault.
You are the salt of the earth. But what good is salt if it loses its flavor? Originally, the Hebrew Bible talked about salt in two different forms: as a disinfectant to take away germs and disease used medically, and as a preservative to give flavor, to make things taste better. But unless you use it, it dies. It loses its flavor. Jesus is giving a very important message today. He's talking about using salt to trample underfoot. The meaning is interpreted as throwing salt down and stepping on it to crush the devil, to crush evil, to walk over things that are not good, to march on. Most of you have seen me wear my favorite t-shirt. It says, "Keep calm and march on." I actually bought it during my time in Pennsylvania at Valley Forge. One of my favorite t-shirts, and thinking about it a lot this week. Thinking about the hundreds of thousands of people marching all over our nation. Marching underfoot, throwing salt down, and making a statement. We the people of not only America, but we right here, my dear friends, family, we are the salt of the earth. We have to give meaning to life. We have to make the world taste better, look better, feel better. We are called, just like those first disciples of Jesus, to make a difference in the world. Imagine those first disciples. No formal training, no seminary, no education. And they went around spreading the good news, shaking the dust off their sandals where they were not welcome. And there were many places they were not welcome. Jesus, and following in that way, is a call to make a difference in the world, to do something better. It's a movement that has lasted over 2,000 years, and we need it today more than ever. Salt in the old days had great value. It was even used as money. Had a very strong understanding of what it was worth. Kitty loves fancy salts. I believe it's pink. Himalayan pink that normally Jennifer brings to her. A very flavorful salt. But it's just an example of how something so simple could change the world. But even too much of it can make our feet blow up. And we have to be very careful about that.
No good.
So it's using it in moderation, a little bit at a time. What's the message for us today? Salt is good. It preserves things. It heals things. Salt medically, especially for me this week. An interesting week to think about healing. All of you know that I had a little bit of a test this week.
Yeah.
And one of the medicines that I am on now, that the doctor actually prescribed, takes away salt that gets too close to the heart and opens up the arteries a little bit more. So even this wonderful message, you are the salt of the earth, has to be taken in moderation, a little bit at a time. This week, our nation is seeing terrible examples of too much salt, too much confidence, too much flavor, too much entertainment. One of my not so favorite presidents of years gone by was Ronald Reagan. He lasted 2 terms. He wasn't my favorite president for a number of reasons. Literally his first month in office, he closed down one of the most important unions in America, the unions of the air traffic controllers and told them, come to work or I will fire you all. And he does. He fires them all. And then he would make a rule that you will never, ever work in this industry again because you stood up and had a voice. It would be President Clinton who would give that voice back to them nearly 12 years later. Ronald Reagan also did something that was very sad and disturbing. He ignored an entire group of people, those suffering from AIDS, during that whole terrible disease. He never even said the word AIDS, and thousands died because of that lack of salt being spread on those wounds. But Ronald Reagan did something that did make a difference. It would happen his last year in office, and it would happen totally after he finished his presidency. He stood up to the Soviet Union, and in one simple line said, tear down this wall. Tear down this wall. Someone who was a conservative, someone who wasn't one of my favorite people, showed the world that in order to make it a better place, you don't build up walls, you tear them down, and then you march through them. You march on. Today, I cannot help remember the lesson of walls, of hope, of love, the salt of the earth. Everything we do separates us sometimes and divides us, and sometimes leaves us wanting for more. In that hospital bed that I was in for over 7 hours on Friday, there's a lot of time to think and to pray and to just be quiet and be still for a while. And I'm here celebrating Mass just 2 days later. That's a miracle. Thank God. Nancy's right. It's a miracle. It is the salt of the earth. It is that life continues and marches on. And the reason why is because of you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. All of you who have made a tremendous difference. All of you that are here in faith and love. All of you that are the salt of the earth, that are the light of the world. Today, after communion, we will celebrate the feast of Saint Blaise, a bishop and martyr. I will recite an ancient prayer, thousands of years old, that will bless your throat and protect you from diseases of the throat or from illness. It is also meant to bless your throat in another way, that everything that you say and everything that you let come out of your mouth be of God, be of goodness, be of kindness, be of joy. Life can be very short, so we have to enjoy each and every moment. We have to be that salt of the earth. We have to set the example by doing so, by marching on and stamping out some of the evils of our world and speaking out in goodness and grace when things are wrong, and speaking out always with love and kindness and goodness. God bless you all.